This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
I know this guy always brings in fireworks. That is Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and Whole Hog Sports. Richard, if I'm Sam Pittman, I'm texting every recruit that's going to be a freshman in 2024 how excited not only you are to welcome to campus, but the home schedule and the away schedule you have next fall.
Yeah, when you add Texas and Oklahoma to the league, the possibilities are just endless, and just the way the schedule is going to change kind of year to year a little bit, or I think that it just adds a lot of excitement to the SEC, and you just look at the schedules of each team, and it's just it's pretty crazy. I can imagine just the interest level that people around the country are going to have, even more so in the SEC, just because of the matchups and so many great teams competing against one another, and I think that obviously will bleed over into recruiting.
Yeah, and you kind of brought that up because you've got these two blue bloods coming in to the best league in all of college football that produces the most draft picks, that has the best recruiting rankings year after year, and they get the single spotlight last night. I mean, the impact of recruiting, do you see that immediately based off last night? Are kids that much more interested to join an SEC school based on the attention it got paid to?
I don't think the SEC is ever going to have a problem getting the attention of kids around the country, because it's already considered, the premier league in the country for obvious reasons in football. And I just tend to think that, this kind of helps it maybe a little bit more, but I don't think the SEC needs too much more promotion and excitement for SEC football to get the attention of kids throughout the country.
Yeah. So what does this do specifically in Oklahoma? Arkansas has always recruited Texas well, but now Arkansas and Oklahoma, I know it's not the 24 schedule, but they're going to play, at least 2 out of 4 years, I would presume, moving forward from 25. What does this do for Arkansas's presence in the Sooner State, and do you think you'll see Arkansas landing more kids out of Oklahoma now that they'll play more regularly, and the SEC is maybe a little more in the limelight with kids in the state of Oklahoma?
I think it definitely helps, especially against Oklahoma State. I think that's an area that you're going to see some kids, kind of weigh their options and if it's Arkansas and Oklahoma State battle, Arkansas may get the edge because of that. Arkansas doesn't beat Oklahoma that often for kids, but sometimes they do for kids inside the state. A lot of times it's all about the fit and what the offensive defensive schemes are, and if it fits them better. And sometimes Arkansas just out recruits Oklahoma. That's happened a few times for kids that Oklahoma wanted. So I think it does definitely head-to-head matchups against Oklahoma State kind of helps Arkansas.
Yeah, I just think Tulsa's been an area because of the proximity to Fayetteville. It's always been a spot. I just think it brings more of the state in, and then you got a head coach that's got deep roots in that state. You've had a defensive coordinator in the past with Barry Odom that did as well. He's no longer there, but I imagine they've built some decent inroads at some different spots in the state outside of the Tulsa metro.
Yeah, and you said it. It's so close to Oklahoma, Fayetteville, and kids. I mean, the knowledge of the Arkansas program from Oklahoma kids is pretty strong, because there's media coverage in Oklahoma, and they a lot of times kids will camp over here for summer camps, and it's easy for them to come over here and visit for a game. So the possibilities have always been pretty strong for Arkansas getting kids out of Oklahoma, but I do believe that with Oklahoma coming into the league, it does kind of help a little bit more.
Richard, Arkansas did get a commitment yesterday, but it kind of got buried amongst all the scheduling talk. Akari Johnson from Pleasant Grove down there in Texarkana plays quarterback and quarterback. Looks like he's going to be a cornerback and a D-back in college. What can you tell us about the latest commit for the class of 2024?
Outstanding athlete that obviously a lot of times guys in high school that are the best athlete on the team, they play quarterback, and that's exactly what he does for Pleasant Grove. And like you said, he'll play in the defensive backfield at quarterback. But he visited over last weekend, and you got the sense that he was. When you talk to kids in person, a lot of times you get to see their body language. You get to see when how excited they are. You can't sense that over the phone, but that's the good thing about official visits and being able to talk to kids in person. I got the sense that Arkansas was in really, really good shape with him, and obviously that led to him committing. But he's about 5'11", 6 foot, about 180, typical size of a lot of quarterbacks, but outstanding athlete who's rated a 3-star right now, but obviously as time goes on, the rankings are updated, and we may see an upgrade in that area.
I know he played the same high school as Landon Jackson. Landon's got a little brother that Arkansas is recruiting as well. You think about Ryan Mallett, Kobe Hamilton, Dennis Johnson. I know LaMichael James didn't play at Arkansas, but he was an outstanding running back for Oregon in that area as well. Is there a growth down there in high school, or are you seeing Arkansas concentrate more in the Texarkana area and getting more kids?
They're definitely looking in that area and in East Texas more so. They focused on East Texas a little bit more during the spring evaluation period. I think that's a great idea. Arkansas historically has always done well in the Texarkana and East Texas area. So I was really happy to see that, and I think that's going to help them going forward, because it's a short trip. Let's face it. I mean, you want to recruit the areas that are closest to your campus, and that's Texarkana and East Texas is one of them, and there's so much talent down there.
Richard, I want to ask you about the camps that have been going on in a few minutes, but we'd be remiss not to ask you about Deion Stutz and the news that's several days past us at this point. But Arkansas lost one of their commits in a very tragic ATV accident last weekend. And tell us a little more about the person Deion Stutz was. Certainly just saddens anyone that's got a heart at all that when you see the life of an 18-year-old snuffed out in such an accidental and sudden way.
Yeah, I got a call, about it, and when you hear about a young man or a young person at that age, and they pass from an accident or what have you, it's just a complete shock, and I was just stunned, obviously, just like everybody else, and it hurts even more so when you get to know the kid and how good of a kid he is. He had such a bright future, and so many times when somebody passes away, you hear good things, and sometimes you wonder if it's legit or not. It's legit with Deion. He was a great kid. I just loved communicating with him. He's one of those type kids that was so grateful for his opportunities, and he was such an impressive young man. He's a country boy, lived on the farm, and I kind of told him, you're kind of a throwback. You're a guy that has old fashioned values. He was old school in his thinking, and when he was being recruited by Arkansas, when he committed to Arkansas, he told Coach Adams, he said, "Coach, don't worry about me. Don't be calling me. Don't waste your time with me. You focus on the other guys that you need. I'm not going anywhere." And when Deion said that, I guarantee you, he meant that 100%. Some kids, when they'll announce that they're 1,000 committed to a school, and then they end up flipping at some point. That wasn't going to happen with Dion. He was just a delight to talk to, refreshing. He was a leader at his school, and he was going to be a leader at the University of Arkansas. And he's going to be a leader in life. He's going to be a great father, great husband. And when you lose somebody like that, man, it hurts. It hurts because he had such a great future, and he will be missed, and it's just tough.
Yeah, certainly. Sad and tragic. Just someone's life being taken that soon. All right, let's talk about the camps that have been going on. I know there was a lot of focus on that, and particularly when Kane Archer from Greenwood and some of the quarterbacks were videoed and photographed working with Dan Enos. They've had a lot of day camps. The lineman camp, I guess, was yesterday. So give us an update on the camps that have been going on right now with the Arkansas staff.
Yeah, you talk about the Archers and Grayson Wilson, the 25 commitment from CAC. They were here on Sunday, and yesterday Cody Taylor from Greenwood worked out. An impressive kid who's just a 26 kid, will be going into a sophomore year for the Bulldogs, and he's got all kinds of attention from so many schools around the country, and obviously Arkansas, one of them. Just a delightful kid with obviously the talent to get, and the size to get the attention of so many schools around the country. He's been making his rounds, and he's going to be going to a few other schools after Arkansas. I know Virginia Tech's one of them. And you also had Braylon Wilson. He wasn't camping yesterday, but he was on campus for a 7-on-7 with Benton, and he'll be back this weekend for an official visit. Everybody obviously interested in the 4-star running back for the Panthers, who will be visiting Tennessee after Arkansas, and he's visited South Carolina and Baylor before this weekend. But the more camps today, Friday and Saturday, and then there'll be another lineman camp on next Wednesday. So just a lot of kids on campus. Usually about I'm going to estimate there's probably about 150 linemen yesterday. I didn't get the exact number, but usually there's about 200 kids at the other camps. So a ton of kids in town for those, and then you're going to have some unofficial visits also coming in for the next few days too, along with all the official visits that are slated to come in on Friday for this weekend. I already talked about Braylon and Russell, but there'll be 8 others too. So very busy time for Coach Pittman and the staff.
Yeah, should be a fun-filled Father's Day weekend on the Hill. Richard, always good to visit with you. Happy Father's Day this weekend, and we'll catch up next Thursday for another Recruiting Thursday here on the Morning Rush.
Sounds good. See you guys.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your championship finals info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and the latest matchup reports for this year's NBA and Stanley Cup Finals. BetOnline is your sports intel headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your insider sports wagering needs, from baseball and hockey to MLB, UFC, and boxing. The fastest and easiest way to get all your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your home. Get in the action today. Head over to our website or use your mobile device to join, and be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive 50% bonus on your first deposit. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.